What's up, y'all? And what's up? What's up? What's up? It's your girl Sandra. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Sandra Said What. I hope you guys can hear me okay. Um, I've been trying to come to y'all, come live for a while now, and I keep getting issues and after issues. Just now, as I'm about to go live, it's telling me, my Wi-Fi is unstable. So I hope everything's okay. I hope you guys can hear me. Thank you for being here. If this is your first time here, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, also, we welcome you. Don't forget to, click that subscribe button so we can continue to connect. Okay, I'm not going to hold you. I'm going to try to be quick. Today, I just want to talk to you guys quickly about this situation that's going on online between Cardi B and her husband. We don't know for sure if it's now ex-husband or about to be ex-husband. Let's just say right now is estranged husband, Offset. So if you guys are not familiar with who Cardi B is, let me just show you who Cardi B is. She is an American rapper, and her husband also is an American rapper. Here is Cardi and Offset. So this is Cardi B, a beautiful girl, and this is her husband Offset. They're both rappers, like I said. Um, yeah, so it seems like Cardi B had a meltdown recently when there were rumors about her husband Offset cheating on her, and she actually went live to kind of say, "Hey, listen, I'm no longer with this person, so I don't care to confirm or deny the rumors because he and I are not together, so it doesn't make a difference to me. Let me let you guys hear in Cardi's own words, what she said. One second. Let me just pull that up for you guys real quick so you guys get a little bit of background. And then, of course, we're going to get into a topic as we always do. So this is it right now. I hope you guys can see it. So pretty much this is Cardi talking about she doesn't care because her husband Offset has been rumored to be cheating on her for years, and she actually has confirmed it, and she has actually filed for divorce at one point. If you hear a little chirping, that's just my bird in the back saying hello to you guys. So say hi back. Yeah, her husband Offset is a chronic cheater, to put it plainly, and to a point where Cardi B actually started the motion for divorce, and they got back together, and there've always been rumors that he's cheating on her. Sometimes, a lot of times she would come online and try to defend him, and most recently she was saying, even if he is cheating on me, and you guys, it seems like you guys are rooting for me to get a divorce, and even if he is cheating on me, guess what, it's not going to make a difference, because me, at the end of the day, I'm still going to do my thing. I'm just gonna make a better album and come out and share it to you. And that's what she did. She actually said, she actually did come on and talked about, on her album, she addressed those issues. So this is Cardi in her own words talking about it.
I don't know if you guys been getting clues from me from my lives or from my stories when I put some certain music or from my own followings. When it comes for today's events and stuff, I don't know if it's true. I don't think it's true. I don't care to find out because I've been single for a minute now, but I have been afraid to I'm not afraid. I just don't know how to tell the world. But I feel like today has been like a sign. Like I've been the last time I got on live, I kind of wanted you guys to tell you. I kind of wanted to tell you guys, but I didn't know how to tell you. So I was like, I changed my mind. But it has been like this for a minute now, and I just took it as a sign. So mm, I wanna start 2024 like fresh, open. I don't know. I'm curious for a new life, for a new beginning.
Okay, so that was Cardi in her own words saying that she's been single for a while, and we don't know what a while means. She says that for about 2 months, October, we're now in November, so about 2 months, and we don't know what her single mean, because once you're married, in the eyes of the American government, until you are completely divorced, you are still considered married. You could be separated, do your own thing, as long as legally you guys are still married. As far as the US government is concerned, you guys are an entity, you guys are one, you guys are a married couple. And also, yeah, people were saying, yeah, they don't believe it, yada yada yada. And you hear Cardi saying also she doesn't believe it, but she doesn't care at this point because she is indeed quote unquote single, right? But also Cardi B recently came back. I guess Offset was also pictured with another woman, I guess. So I've told you already, Cardi B has been, dealing with this with her husband for a while. And at some point, there was a point where she actually sent a group of men to fight and beat up a couple of girls who worked at some club because one of the girls was said to be having an affair with her husband. And that is very problematic. We're going to get into that. So we're just going to get the background of it, right? And it seems that Offset was having a party, and that same woman that she had to go to court for, she almost went to jail slash prison for, he was pictured with that same woman. Okay, and that's when she went on Instagram. She had a whole meltdown and, talking. I'm gonna let you hear her in her own words, and then we're going to go discuss what we have to discuss.
Fucking talk to a nigga and a motherfucker will play it in your fucking face, over and over and over and over and over again until you be like, watch what I'm about to do, watch what I'm about to say. And it's so fucking sad that a nigga like to, yo, this motherfucker really likes to play games with me when I'm at my most vulnerable time, when I'm not the most confident. He likes to play games with me because he knows I'm not an easy girl. He knows yesterday I could have been out, I could have been chilling, I could have been this and that. He knows I'm in my house. He knows that I'm chilling. He knows I'm not doing the most. And I've really been sparing you. I've really been sparing you. You've been fucking feeling yourself, you bitch ass nigga, because of your bitch ass album and shit. And you really been fucking doing me dirty after so many fucking years that I motherfucking helped your ass. Not even a fucking thank you that I got for your bitch ass. And it's so crazy that I gotta go to the fucking internet because whenever I fuck I tell you something, you don't take shit seriously. Cause you will fucking talk to a nigga and a motherfucker will play in your fucking face, over and over and
Okay, so that was Cardi in her own words. It doesn't matter who you are, hearing someone talk like that, hearing the pain, the scream, the internal scream, and external screams, right? It kind of tugs, even though I saw this video before, it kind of still tugs at me, at my heart. You cannot not feel something. I don't do the the fandom type of stuff, this fan base, that fan base, but I do like Cardi B's personality. She is absolutely hilarious. That's one of the reasons why she kind of blew up with her music, because her music is so relatable. It's like she has a unconventional way of saying things that just makes you think, that is true. You didn't really say it this way, but you said it that way, and that makes so much sense. Just breaking down, kind of like the same way Carisha is, Young Miami from the City Girls. That's one of the things that draw us to their personalities, because they speak their mind, they're straightforward, and they have like an unconventional way of delivering the message that gets you to think, oh, okay, that's that. Yeah, that's true. So when it came out that Offset was cheating with the first person, people were like, yeah, why would Offset? Yeah, he's cheated before. We know that he's a chronic cheater. The rumors are out there, but he would never cheat with this particular person, because why would he do that when, looking at the caliber of celebrity that Cardi B is, for Offset to do that with that person that's beneath him. Da, 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 da. And the thing is, that couldn't be farther from the truth, because cheating is usually never about the person that's being cheated on. It's about the person doing the cheating. There's some kind of emotional insecurity within that person that leads them to behave in a certain way. People cheat for different reasons, right? But most of the time, it's never about their partners, it's about themselves. People who cheat are usually insecure. It's usually also culturally acceptable. One of the things I like about America, yes, cheating happens. You do see the craziness. I don't indulge in it. Like, that is not my ministry. I stay away from things like that, especially on social media. People fighting over guys, yada, yada, yada. But one of the things I can appreciate is people who actually speak up. The continued fight for women, respect for women, acceptance for women, and the ability to make progress. It's slow progress, but it's still some progress. But and despite the fact that America tends to be a quote unquote progressive culture in some aspect, right? Outside of America, there are a lot of different countries and culture. Even still within America, cheating is still a huge deal. Come on, people cheat every day in America, right? Um, but in certain cultures, it's not just almost, it is the norm to cheat. Something is wrong with a man if he's not cheating. It's actually not just the norm, it's encouraged for a man to step out. And again, there are different reasons for cheating, but one of the main reasons is an insecurity within that man to prove himself to himself and to the world, to the outside world, and to people around him. Yeah, I'm doing this, or to make himself feel better that, yeah, I actually did this to this person, or I was with that person. It's kind of like the bragging, right? Because they're, again, not securing themselves to say, you know what, I don't need to do that. I'm married. I have a partner. I value my partner. I care about my partner. I know how this would affect them, how this would impact them, how much this would hurt them. So I'm not going to do that. I don't believe that all men cheat. And I do believe people can change. Once a man cheat, a cheating man or woman has the capability of changing, of choosing to be different, but they have to choose to do better. But one of the things is, for me personally, I don't believe that once a person cheat on you once, you forgive them, they're going to stop. Once you allow that behavior, it kind of sends a signal, it kind of lets them know that, oh, it's okay. And they will test you, because people will test you, especially men in relationships. They will test women, they will test the boundaries to see how far they can get. They can get what they can get away with. And the more you allow, the more will continue. The more you forgive, the more they're going to push the boundaries, the more they're going to um, step out on you and increase their level of disrespect towards you, to see, okay, if you dealt with this, then you're going to deal with that, right? So there is something in psychology. I have a bachelor's in psychology, so I often try to, take my knowledge from what I learned in school and practices to kind of relate to situations that is happening, you know, situations that are happening within our culture, American culture, specifically situations that everyone can learn from, right? So there is something in psychology called conditioning. Conditioning is when you kind of prep. How do I explain it? Let me just Google it, right? Okay, but specifically, I want to talk about classical conditioning and operant conditioning, right? So, classical conditioning, I'm going to give you the exact definition of what they say it is. It is the process in which an automatic conditioned response is paired with a specific stimuli. For example, I don't know if you guys have heard of Pavlov Pavlov's dogs. I don't know why I can't talk right now. Pavlov's dogs. He conducted an experiment with dogs, right? So the way he did it was, every time they brought food to the dogs, they will ring a bell, right? And at first, there was no reaction from the dog. But the more they continued to do it, right, at a certain point, once they ring the bell, the dog would get excited because they've been conditioned to associate the ringing of the bell with getting food. Okay, give me just one moment, please. Oh my God, I forgot. I was even, you guys could even see me. Okay, you guys, I do apologize. I had a situation that needed immediate tending to. So I'm just going to try to finish here and then get back to it quickly. So, as I was saying, Pavlov's dog's experiment basically introduced the bell to where every time they fed the dogs, they would ring the bell, right? To the point where the dogs would associate anytime, associate eating with the bell. So once they heard the bell, they knew it was um, meal time, eating time, right? Even when, even when there was no food present, anytime they rang the bell, despite the fact that the dogs were not being served, the dogs would salivate. That's a way human behavior can be trained. You can train people on how to treat you based on how you respond to them. And people will try to train you to accept certain behaviors, certain treatment from them based on the way you react. And again, they're going to try to push the limit. They're going to test that limit to see how far they can go. And it's up to you to recognize the signs to say when, oh no, this is not for me, this is what you're doing. And at that point, it's important to set clear boundaries with said person. Whatever's going on, you need to address it head on. This is what's going on. I don't like it. And then you have to tell them your expectations. This is what I expect. If you cheat, I'm not going to tolerate cheating. I'm not going to tolerate, physical abuse, financial abuse, whatever type of abuse it is. You have to be straightforward and let the person know. You have to be clear and directly communicate that with them. And if that behavior persists, the best gift you can give yourself, the best way you can get that person to change is to remove yourself from that situation and never look back. Because as long as you keep coming back, you're not only letting them know that, hey, I have basically accepted this as normal. I have interpreted this as like an acceptance of infidelity. You've let them know that you're also training yourself to accept the behavior to where it becomes normal to you, to where you're like, well, at least he didn't do this time, at least he didn't do that time, at least he's doing this now. You know what I mean? So you're actively training yourself. At least when he does this, he buys me a bag, or he does this for me, there's always that honeymoon phase after a partner abuses another, when it, in relationship, or it could be friendship, it could, this can apply to any situation in life. Which bring me to the next point. Other than another one of the experiments, another one of the type of conditioning is called operant conditioning. Operant conditioning, so classical conditioning is more of like you introduce a stimuli and then you kind of you use it to modify the behavior of someone or something. But operant conditioning is where you use a reward and punishment system, right? So operant conditioning is like every time your kid does this, you reward them with that, to where now, even if you reward them sporadically, but because you continue to reward them, they will expect, oh, if I do this, she's going to reward me with this, or he's going to reward me with that. So then you have basically trained them to kind of expect this. Or if your child does this, you put them on punishment. Every time they do something, you put them on punishment. That is used to modify people's behaviors, right? The way that specifically in relationships, people tend to condition their partners is when they do something, they will, after they've abused them in a way or done something wrong, right? What they'll do is they will kind of quote unquote love bomb them, right? I'm going to buy you this, which is something we've seen from Offset. Every time there's rumors or it's confirmed that he's cheated on his wife, Cardi B, what he does is he buys her Birkins. He, tries to replace that feeling and trying to have those dopamines released in her brain to say, oh, I have this, I have this. So technically, yeah, this was bad, but your brain is telling you, but you get a reward from it. So the dopamine release kind of make you feel like It's okay. Yeah, it was what he did was bad, but look what he's doing. You in turn kind of start to make excuses for that person. Just like the when she would go online to defend him. And that's why, even though I love that song, the remix, Tomorrow Too, she's on the remix of that song. But when she started talking about, oh, I'm fighting over for my man, I get real quiet and I look to the side. Because who gonna do what? Who? Cardi, come on. I thought you said out of your own mouth, and I'm quick to cut it off. You're quick to cut him off. Do it. The best way you can teach someone how to treat you is by removing yourself from that person's presence permanently. Don't look back. You don't need to have further communications, because the moment you look back, you start communicating with that person, you let them know that you have accepted this behavior, or at least you're willing to tolerate it, to the point where the behavior becomes normal, to the point where it doesn't bother you anymore. Or it bothers you, but your behavior starts manifesting in other ways. Now you have anxiety, you have depression. And Cardi has been online talking about, wanting to off herself. And I think that's extremely sad, right? And a person who cares about you, who values you, that's another reason why people cheat, right? It's not necessarily just about love. It's about valuing your partner. If your partner know, hey, you are not okay with this behavior, and they continue to do the same thing, then they don't value you enough to stop the behavior, because they know it doesn't matter what they do, you're going to stick around. If you're getting on a record, right? A worldwide rap record saying, oh, I'm fighting for my girls and I'm fighting over my man, and you sending girls to fight other women, to beat up women. Guess what? He knows that you're not going anywhere. And because of that, he will continue to disrespect you, and the disrespect will get even worse, to the point where, again, the same women that you sent men to fight, to beat up, right, because he was cheating on you with him, right, instead he knows you're not going to hold him accountable, because when he does something, yeah, you might get mad, he buys you the gifts and everything's all lovey-dovey, you have that honeymoon phase, but ultimately you go back to punish and fight the women. That's why you should never fight a woman over another man, over a man. Let him have her, let her have him. Because guess what? The same thing he's doing to you, if he doesn't value that woman, he's going to do to her too. If he values her, again, a man who values a woman will know that he doesn't want to lose her, right? So he's going to act accordingly. Not that he's not going to, he might have natural thoughts about other things, right? But he will not act on it, because he knows, I have something that I don't want to lose. I don't believe that all men cheat. All men do not cheat. I can tell you that 1,000%, right? But if a man continues to cheat on you and you keep accepting the behavior, and they're like, oh, this is it. This is fine. She's not going anywhere. She's loyal. And then they use that as a badge of honor. And the dopamine is released in your brain. Yeah, he thinks I'm loyal, so I'm going to keep, putting up with it. It's all games, right? So she's loyal. She's not going anywhere. She's this, she's that. But guess what? He's going to continue doing it to you, to the point where you're not online saying you want to off yourself. This man does not care about you. And more importantly, if you're online talking about this, they know just how bad the impact is. I'm sure he sees it in the home, right? But if this man sees just how bad the impact is and still continues to do what he knows is hurting you intentionally in public, I can only imagine what he's doing behind closed doors to play with your mind. So I'm going to let you hear from Offset in his own words, basically talking about how loyal Cardi B is, that even when because he did come online accusing Cardi of cheating. Cardi did that whole Keisha Cole thing. Cardi is funny. Cardi B is hilarious. You have to give her that, right? And Cardi B was saying, I got people in my DM, so if I really wanted to do something, I could have. But he knows Cardi is not going to, because Cardi's that type of girl. She's that type of relationship girl. Cardi doesn't step out. We've since the beginning of our relationship with you, parasocial relationship with Cardi B. We've known her. She's always been in relationships. She's always been, going. I remember she was going down to the jail. I'm not really sure about what that situation was about. She had a boyfriend that was in jail. She was sticking by him and all of that. He knows you're not going anywhere because he's tested the boundaries and the limits over and over and over. And guess what? You're still here. So I'm going to let you hear Offset in his own voice saying how he knows that Cardi's not going anywhere, because even when Cardi was saying people were in his DMs, and he was upset about people being in Cardi's DM. And I think that's also hilarious, right? That these men, they will go around and run amok. Do their women, the women who care for them, and we know Cardi has, been there for him, especially when he was fighting with his label to get from under his contract. He just had a new album. I'm sure she helped with that. He lost his cousin Takeoff, unfortunately, and I'm sure that was a painful situation for the entire family to deal with. And for him to continue to do this is just a sign of immaturity. But again, a man who has how many children by how many different baby mothers, that tells you this man is not mature enough to have a committed relationship. He's bouncing from women to women. And we as women and men have to heed the warnings and see the signs and accept them for what they are. I think because we're emotional creatures, a lot of the times we see the signs, we see the warnings, we don't want to accept it because we're so emotionally involved and we don't want to lose that person. We care too much, we're in too deep. But the best thing you can do for yourself is value yourself and your mental health enough to not continue to deal with this person, because this person, even if they think that they care about you, based on their behavior and treatment of you, it's clear that they don't care about you, and they cannot care about you because they are too immature to they don't have the bandwidth. I'm not going to say that they don't know what they're doing, because they do know, but they just don't have the capacity to care for you. So I'm going to let you guys hear Offset in his own voice basically talk about how loyal Cardi B is. Even though people are in her DM, she's not going anywhere. He knows that, and that's why he's continuing to do what he's doing to her.
The DMs and you thinking it's a game. She's a real one. Away from like, she might be mad at me, but she a real one.
Right. She not trying to
She
disrespect
not a
herself.
goofy, and she
Or-
disrespect herself. She
yeah.
understand her worth too. Like, she ain't no goofy, so she ain't finna go for no play no type of game. She gonna let me know so that I know. So when you playing
See?
in the DMs and you thinking it's a game, she's a real one.
Offset is even saying that Cardi will let him know who is in her DM. And I think that's another reason why I stay out of people's relationships. I don't give people advice when it comes to what to do in regards to that relationship, because the very same people you're giving advice to, as soon as they're back together, they're talking about you, right? Now you're the outcast, right? They run back and tell their partners. So that makes it dangerous for you. And it is stressful to be a friend of someone who continues to tolerate behavior when you don't tolerate that, when you want better for them, because they're complaining to you. You want to help them, but they can only help themselves to get away from the situation. And I think that is another, we really have to just understand that he has been playing games with her, because she said so herself. In her most vulnerable times, that's when he tests the waters, because she knows emotionally, he knows emotionally, she's very attached to him, connected to him, and she needs him. And Cardi has to do the work for herself, because yes, he did cheat on her, but he cannot make Cardi send people to fight other women on his behalf, right? That is all on Cardi. His behavior is bad, but Cardi has to do the internal work. Easier said than done, I know. But Cardi does have issues and insecurities within herself in the first place, to tolerate a man cheating on her and then actually fighting women over a man. That all says a lot about Cardi B's behavior. It is very problematic. I do love Cardi B, like I said, but that type of behavior is dangerous, because when you have a man, that's why, again, we know people who have unalived other people, right? Because they found out their partners was cheating. And oftentimes the women, they will blame the other women, the other woman, right? The man blamed the woman blamed the woman. And that's just how it is. So, like I said, there's been a lot of people who have been unalived by people, right? After they've gotten cheated on, they catch the person, like Cardi sending some men to fight, beat up the women. That is a dangerous situation. And not to mention all the STIs and STDs out there, all the diseases out there that you could catch. And in this coronavirus, people are still cheating. Make it make sense. Do you guys not care about your lives? I know people think COVID is over, but I'm here to tell you COVID is far from over. And I'm kind of joking right now, but seriously, COVID is not over. And for him to know she's not going anywhere. That's why a lot of people are saying, I believe it when I see the divorce decree. I believe it when I see the divorce papers, when it's completely finalized. And we don't know the status right now. I'm sure with the way TMZ works, if there was a divorce paper or divorce filing, we probably would have heard about it by now. But I don't know where they live. Maybe they live in California. I'm not sure where they're based. But I know that in California, you can keep certain things under wraps. I'm sure they're familiar with Hollywood and celebrity business on how to keep it kind of under wraps, but we won't know. So I think the bigger issue, as much as Offset is wrong for what he's doing, the problem is Cardi B needs to say enough is enough. It seems like she's broken down. It does hurt my heart for her. And unfortunately, it's just extremely sad that this woman is on social media talking about ending her life, right? Talking about you abused me in the worst way possible in my most vulnerable times. But again, we as women, we have to be able to have honest conversation. You cannot get in a relationship with a man who has 4 or 5. How many kids he got? I don't know. I don't keep up with celebrities like that, but I think he has maybe 3, 4 kids, right? With different women, and you expect this man to be able to be in a committed relationship. Be for real. When did he do the work? When did he, sit back and evaluate himself and figure it out and say, okay, you know what? Okay, it's time I change. And then let's consider the realm that where he works. He is a rap star, hip hop artist. It is basically encouraged for men to cheat. That's all they talk about is X and whatever. I'm not gonna lie to you. I love me a good beat. I be bouncing. I'm not gonna lie to you. I indulge. But all the cussing, all the promiscuity, all the violence in the music, I don't like that for us. I feel like we could, the way that these same musician rap artists can go on more, what do you call it, mainstream artists' musics, non-black white women or white men's music, and kind of clean up their verses. I feel like they should be able to do that when they are making music geared and aimed at black people. Let's be for real, right? Black hip hop in America is very segregated. Certain things are geared towards certain people. So when you take this violent music and you push it towards a certain group of people, it just shows you the disrespect towards this group of people. But again, like I said, you cannot expect a man who clearly has commitment issues, who is clearly insecure, who clearly does not care about you, who clearly does not value you or your life together, to overnight change. And I don't believe that if a man cheats on you once, he's going to stop. I've never experienced that, but me personally, I feel like it's one and done. He might move on to the next person and decides to do better for himself and that person. But if you allow him to cheat on you once, he's not changing. Why should he change? He has it good here. Clearly, when he does something, you're going to blame yourself and you're going to blame the woman. You might be mad at him for a minute. All he got to do is buy you those gifts, cater to you, make you feel good, and you're back with him. So again, I think it's a really sad situation. I wish Cardi B the entire best. She's seems like she's such a real person. I feel like me and Cardi, we could kick it. We could get along. She's just like such a relatable person. That's why a lot of people have taken to her, especially with her hit me song Bodak Yellow. Get Up 10 is one of my favorite songs when I need to feel like, you know, I need to feel hype. I'm going to, on something important. I'm trying to accomplish something. I put on that Get Up 10 on repeat. So again, I like Cardi B. Offset is also a very funny guy. Offset is so hilarious, y'all. He is hilarious. But I just think this is too toxic for when someone is talking about ending their own life and then you continue to be with him. That is telling that you have insecurities within yourself too that you need to work out. Okay. Anyway, guys, I have to go now. I'll talk to you guys later. Please be sure to subscribe to the channel and we'll continue to have this chat. Let me know what your thoughts are on this situation below. Click that subscribe button so we can see each other later. I just posted a video today. Please go check it out. I have other videos available. So if you like this one, you're going to like my other videos. I will talk to you guys later. I'll continue posting. Please help me get to 1K. If you are just getting here, be sure to bring that bar back and just watch. You can watch from the beginning and just see what I was talking about. Again, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate y'all. I'll talk to you later. Bye.